though it's a little bit cooler on Thursday. 92 degrees with a few thunderstorms scattered about, kind of pop-up thunderstorms on Thursday. Slightly cooler than that 92 on Friday, but it's just slight. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
In Florissant, it is 92 degrees, 92 in St. Peter's, and 92 downtown at the Arch. It feels like 101. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Happy Tuesday, Wheels.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up? Should we do that like the old TV commercial? What's up? Did you like that one or did you hate that one back
It's
in the day?
fine.
It got worn.
I'm trying to think. Is that in the same era as Budweiser?
Yeah, around that time. Yeah,
roughly.
Yeah.
What a
time
giant thing that was.
Yeah.
I love them frogs.
Everyone did. I think I know one of the guys who did one of those.
One of the frogs?
One of the syllables, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Can't
Which
remember.
syllable?
I think he was the Bud. I think he was the Bud guy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Andrew and I know the guy who was who's my boy that sits on Job of the Hut.
Salacious Crumb.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He left us, unfortunately.
I know. That's very
He's
sad.
no longer with us.
Very sad.
One of the coolest little side characters.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that a Sweet 16 something? Like the most random characters
Sure.
from a show or
Hey,
movies?
we just did best condiment.
Because there's a lot like that. They're just like, they're not really big parts, but they're there, and you're like, everybody knows them.
Yeah.
That's how Boba Fett started. Like, he was just a side quest guy. He wasn't anything really big in the first three movies, but everybody thought he looked cool and he was a badass. And that's what eventually grew into The Mandalorian and Boba Fett being a bigger deal.
That's what happened to Andrew. He wasn't supposed to be a big part of the show.
And there it is.
He would not be denied.
Everybody was just like, man, that armor's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Ear update.
Ear.
I'm fully released from medical care.
Nice.
I'm fine.
Nice.
I'm good.
No side effects?
What an odyssey that was.
That
That was my own personal.
I feel like I was lost for 10 years at sea.
Christopher Nolan, make a movie of that.
What do we call it?
Just ear.
Ear to see.
The ear to see. This is why you're on the show.
That right there is the Boba Fett move right there.
That is very, very good.
That was good.
That's awesome. Jacob says hello from Walmart headquarters in Bentonville. Hey, looking for the Hall of Fame for Dave's Foxball. It's on the third level. You'll find it there. Yeah. I feel like we have to start with this crazy story about the president and his escape from Turkey. And I just told Rach 10 minutes ago, I said, I wish I didn't think that the president was so toxic and damaging because he can be a hell of a good time. Like, he really can. I don't know another human who engages and entertains as much as he does on a daily basis. You could pay me $1 billion a year, and I'm a pretty creative guy, and say, Dave, we want you to do 3 things a day that's going to shock everyone. I couldn't keep that pace up, but Trump somehow does. So I took such glee about an hour ago because Rach had not heard the story.
Oh.
And I was able to, if there, obviously some of you out there who haven't heard the story, and if I get it wrong, because it's a bit of a Rube Goldberg thing, kind of a Frasier episode, correct me if I'm wrong, because I may not have every detail right. But we all remember a few weeks ago when the president was just completely enamored with the Qatari Air Force One, and he flew it to Turkey, and then he gave us this total BS story, which we all knew was BS, when he was like, oh, and I love this plane more than any other, but there are some Army guys who want to sit in the pilot seat, and so we're just going to fly it to them and let them, blah, blah. So we all knew that was a lie. And then it came out in the press that there was a threat against Air Force One. And the Trump administration reacted so violently. They were subpoenaing, the New York Times phone records and stuff. And I remember saying on the show, like, I don't get it. What's the big deal? Like, who cares? And now we know why he cared, because he was trying to keep this from seeing the light of day. So here's what I think happened, or here's what I understand happened. There was a credible threat, credible enough that the president did what I'm about to tell you he did. And he said, okay, Qatari One is going somewhere else, but we have the old Air Force One. It's right here. We're all going to fly back on that. We're cool. And so he gets up, he climbs the stairs, he waves, and then his staff boards and the whole media pool boards. And then he goes out a secret exit and gets into a catering truck that drives him to another smaller military jet that he flies on back to the U.S. England, sorry. Yeah. And then he somehow sneaks out of that one, gets back on Air Force One, and walks down the stairs. Now, pretty slick trick, right? But the rub of this that people are being so critical of is, as far as we know, there was a threat against the other Air Force One as well. And so, in fact, he had said the day before to the reporters, if I go down, you go down. So, right? And so evidently he sort of just left them ass out to fly back on Air Force One under enough of a threat that he wedged his ass into a catering truck. And now everyone's like, so that's just cool?
And not just the press.
Yeah.
All of his staff.
His staff, he took Hegseth with him.
Right. Oh, did he?
Yes.
Shocking the Ken doll jumped a ride.
And I was saying that I don't see a big difference between that and if I received an email saying that someone was going to show up at the studio and kill me during the show tomorrow, and right before the show, I get fake sick and leave and let you guys do the show. And no one shows up and kills anyone, but then you guys find out about it. You wouldn't be very happy with me for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
So someone help me make sense of this.
It's funny because I saw a description of it, and this would be kind of a neat little cloak and dagger story if that part didn't punctuate the end. You just left everybody else out to dry. So there was enough of a threat to sneak around and take a different plane without telling anybody you're taking a different plane. But then we're just going to leave everybody else out there as possibly a target?
Yep.
I mean...
Yep.
That doesn't seem very cool.
And
if you work for him and you're on that plane, you're like, wait a minute, you did what to me?
And everyone on the plane thought he was on the plane. And evidently, air traffic controllers and such, also, it was identified as Liberty's on the plane, whatever his nickname is.
Okay.
So no one except maybe just a very few people
Had to be just a few, right?
Knew that he was on that other plane.
If it went down that way, that's not cool.
That is not cool.
I mean, it's also obviously not cool that there was a threat they had to be concerned with. And again, take whatever measures you need to protect the president of the United States.
Yeah.
But also maybe the 300 people that are on the other Air Force One should be protected too.
Yeah. Yeah, fly him home commercial.
So what was the threat? Was the threat that they were going to blow up the plane?
I've not heard that, Rach.
Well, there have been reports for a while now that Iran has put out threats on Donald Trump's life. And Iran and Turkey share a border, so it's very close. But I also thought we were told that their whole Air Force was destroyed and that all of their defenses have been destroyed. So what threat could they pose if that's true?
Yeah, maybe surface to air, maybe a bomb, Rach said.
Yeah. I mean, again, could be anything, and I get it. Like, to me, there's nothing weird about the possibility of a threat there. You're very close to the border. It wouldn't take that much technology or that much weaponry to make some kind of attack at close proximity.
No.
Right? It's not crazy. There's nothing weird about that. It's just the whole, like, leaving all those other people out to dry.
Yes.
And also, I guess Congress is a little annoyed because nobody let them know about the threat.
Right.
Like, they didn't need to know about the cloak and dagger change planes thing, but they probably do. They're supposed to be notified if there's a threat of that kind.
One of the things that makes me so uncomfortable about Trump is his complete willingness and comfort at throwing American citizens under the bus to save his own skin, even in stupid ways. For example, he knew what he was doing, and he knew what he was doing wasn't cool, and yet he was subpoenaing all the records of these journalists who outed him for lying about where Qatari 1 was going, thus creating problems for them, threatening to put people in jail for 10 years for leaking. Hey, dude, leave the Americans alone. This is on you. This is your F up. Don't punish them. The same way with the reflecting pool. Now he has actually come out, I don't know if you saw this, and said, well, there's no... Remember when he said, oh, there's video?
Oh, yeah.
There's photographs.
We have witnesses.
We have witnesses.
2 of them.
And like, well, when are we going to see it? And he goes, you'll see it at trial. Lie. Total friggin' lie, which he now admits, oh, yeah, we don't have any evidence, just the damage that our own interior has said is not caused from vandalism. It's caused by this shoddy chop. But he indicted like 8 Americans.
He indicted an Olympic athlete.
Yes. How dare you just be so cavalier about hurting American citizens who have done literally nothing wrong just to cover up your lies and stupidity.
And if you're willing to do it for something so trivial,
yes,
wouldn't you be doing it for the bigger things? And then people wonder why. Why do you doubt everything? This is why.
Yeah.
This is why. Because when there's factual evidence that says this did not happen and they continue to say, yes, it did. Trust us. We have evidence. We'll show you someday, maybe down the road, 100 years. Just like, when was Infrastructure Week supposed to happen again during the first? Like, every week was like, oh, next week. 2 weeks, you'll see. We got this planned. Like, at some point, crying wolf is going to get people going, all right, I don't believe you anymore.
I think we're there.
Well, I mean, a lot of us have been there for a long time. But, like, this is why, when you wonder, why don't you believe anything? Because what we're just seeing, like with the reflecting pool. For how long now? You've been blaming people without evidence. You've been swearing up and down, telling people they're wrong, you're wrong, it's terrible, we do have it. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, yeah, we don't have that. Like, it's no big deal.
Indicting American citizens in federal court, knowing that you're lying. Knowing you know that. No one showed him video. No one showed him a photograph. And what's the big friggin' deal if he just said, hey, you know what? The first attempt at the reflecting pool didn't work out. We're going to do it again. We'll get it right this time.
That's the part that's so confusing. And that's the part where it gets to me. This is a similar thing that ideologically that I felt about Bill Clinton back in the day. Like, if you're willing to lie to your wife and kid, you'll lie to me. Right? I mean, like, if you're willing to lie to the people you supposedly care the most about, this is speaking about Bill Clinton, you'll lie to me. If you'll lie about the pettiest, dumbest things that don't even matter, well, of course you're going to lie about the bigger things. Right?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Iran, did you see what Iran did?
No.
They put their you-know-what down. Uh-oh. They said, not only have we not been negotiating with Trump, who keeps saying, they're dying to make a deal. They said, we won't be interested in negotiating until January 21st of 2029 when he leaves office, which it's Iran. They're performative and they're hyperbolic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of one of their, defining traits.
For all the things we talk about with the administration,
sure.
Iran's got the same dynamic.
They're not the good guys.
You can't just be like, oh, yeah, we trust them. They're sure. I bet they're telling the truth.
But the whole deal maker thing's kind of going out the window as well. Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct Windows. I don't know about you guys, but the fact that it's the middle of August already, One, it makes me happy because, I hate summer and I love fall. So I'm excited about that. But also, it's just like, where the hell did the summer go? So today's going to be like 107-degree heat index. That's going to wreak havoc on your air conditioning, and the bills are going to go up. And then before you know it, it's going to be minus 10 degrees wind chill. That's just St. Louis. So we get all the 4 seasons. And I didn't realize until, a few years ago that windows had a big effect on keeping the heat in and the cold out and vice versa, and lowering your heating and cooling bills. But they do maybe up to a third savings January through December. So that's just one more reason to replace your windows if you're already thinking about it. Universal Windows Direct will never charge you a dime after you put a window in. We did something wrong. You do something wrong. We're going to replace it. Don't even sweat it. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free. Take 4 years to pay for it with 0% interest, same as cash financing. 314-334-2522, universalwindowsdirect.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Everyday choices like nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play a role in your future health. Sightman Cancer Center's Your Disease Risk helps you understand how family history and lifestyle work together, offering personalized insights to support healthier decisions. Knowing your risks today can help protect your tomorrow. Visit sightman.washu.edu/YDR.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Rach, I've never heard this version.
Is this like the acoustic version,
Yeah.
I suppose?
It's one of my favorite songs. I've never heard this. That's really cool. Who has a better soda? QT, have me one today, or McDonald's?
QT.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, I agree. Because they also have way more varieties. McDonald's doesn't have Diet Dew.
Rach is about to tell you you're wrong.
I like the McDonald's sodas, but by the end, it's much. I feel like even the Diet Coke is like quite sweet and syrupy. And Andrew knows all about the different soda machines and stuff. I'm wondering if that's just like the way they distribute their syrups.
Yeah, McDonald's kind of overclocks a lot of their syrup. They're famous for doing that. It's how they get that kind of distinctive flavor out of it.
Like, don't they have an agreement with Coke to do that?
And that is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I've
they're the
also
only place
heard
that can or something.
that theirs is the only one that comes in a steel container, whereas most of them come in plastic bags, and that keeps it different.
I believe that.
Yeah, because I mean, and I like the McDonald's Diet Coke. I do.
Sure.
I like it a lot. I don't know if I would want one without McDonald's food, though.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I get you. The tastes go together.
Yeah,
That's
and
a really
the
good call.
QT. Wheels is right. There's just so much variety at QT. I can put the cherry syrup in
Yes.
anything. And
Yes.
this is nice.
Gotta love the cherry syrup.
Plus,
Yum,
you gotta have the dew if it's gonna be the best.
I also like at QT. They have a really great like tea and lemonade selection.
do.
Kind of on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
You ever get one of them Frizzonies? Those
I
are pretty
feel like
good
back
too.
in the day, I got some Frizzoni. QT used to have a chocolate shake. Do you guys remember this?
I think so.
You would take it and you would like they had a machine that would
you
shake
just
it
take
up
the
for
cup
you.
that's in a little freezer of its own, and you put it in there, and it stirs it up. Yeah.
My
Delicious.
saddest thing with QT was when they took the whipped cream machine out, because I would go every morning and get coffee and just load it with whipped cream, and it was just so easy. And I'm stupid, so like when I show up and the machine's different, I'm like, me not know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah, it was a sad day. I really do. I don't know if there are other people like that, but like we went to Ronnie's Plaza to see the Odyssey, and their soda machines are like the space shuttle, and I had to watch someone do it before I had the guts to just walk up and look stupid.
What's the biggest downside to that not going great?
I think I can trace it back to an event that happened to me.
One? Wow.
When I was 14 years old, me and Brad Wells, who's now the police chief of Wood River, we went to work at Willerette's horseradish farm. And most of the guys working there were like 18 to 20, which is basically 50-year-olds when you're 14.
Right, yeah.
They're men with
yeah.
beards and, So the first thing we did, like 7 a.m, is we went out in this giant muddy field and we moved irrigation pipe. And irrigation pipe's about 30 feet long, and you have about 10 of them in a row. And then what you do is you unhook them and you move them over about 50 feet and you water that part. So we had a whole bunch of guys going all the way down the line, and you would just pick it up and you'd walk like knee deep in the mud.
Oh boy.
Wasn't fun. And mine kept disengaging and dropping, and we'd have to stop, put it together, and start again. I didn't realize that the spout had to stay up. If the spout turns the screw, it comes out.
Okay.
But the PTSD I have is that the job boss was like 50 yards away from me, and he was like, "What the effing DD kind of dumbass friggin' kid, blah, blah, blah."
Oh, no.
And it happened like 3 or 4 times. And finally, this like 18-year-old ex-convict walks up to me and he goes, "Dude, you have to keep the spout up." And I've never been so thankful to anyone in my life.
I get it.
But being 14, first day of working anywhere, getting screamed at by a 50-year-old, I really do think that set me off on a path my whole life of just like not wanting to look stupid.
Don't want to be first.
Don't want to be first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. That's pretty harsh on a 14-year-old.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm an oversharer. Tell you guys about Bethesda. Just got a notification on a vigil, No One Dies Alone vigil, where this poor soul is on their 5th night. And my fellow volunteers have been showing up all night, every night, for 5 nights in a row. God love everyone who does that. If you'd like to become a volunteer along with me, just go to BethesdaHealth.org and you can figure it out. But what I'm here to tell you about now is the fact that I can give you access to one of the top probably 5 executives at Bethesda Health. Her name is Michelle. She's been there pretty much her whole career, 31 years. and she knows everything about everything when it comes to elder care. Of course, she wants you to bring your loved one or you move into an independent living apartment with Bethesda. But if it's not going to work for you for Bethesda, she's not going to hang up the phone. She's going to tell you everything she can to give you the best advice of where maybe you would be a better fit. Everything from independent living through assisted living, through skilled nursing, through hospice care, memory care. No one dies alone. Bethesda has it. Multiple facilities and apartment buildings across the metro. I think the world of them. So when you find yourself, I'm not saying if because you will, when you find yourself in that situation, making decisions for another person, use Michelle. Go to BethesdaHealth.org, hit the contact us button, introduce yourself, let them know you're from the DGS and would like to talk to Michelle.
We don't just cover St. Louis, we share it. That's why the stories you hear every morning aren't just headlines. They're about your neighborhood.
Ferguson's police chief took the stand in day one of
your roads.
Westbound 270 North County just had some volume on
your Cardinals.
Riley O'Brien strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
Your community.
I'm Tom Ackerman.
This is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
Total Information AM. Weekdays on KMOX.
A common question I receive is, how is the market right now? It just seems so volatile. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. If you want to buy or sell but feel overwhelmed by the whiplash of the market, then let's talk. With over 23 years as a broker, I have the exact experience you need to help you navigate this tricky market. Call me at 314-441-4444. 314-441-ALL-4s. And remember, why pay more than two?
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Dave Murray's Weather is sponsored by i3 Broadband. Summer celebrations are here, and i3 Broadband keeps you connected. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 1-866-806-5485 to upgrade, because life runs better on fiber, and i3 Broadband is here for you.
Let's keep the steam bath weather pattern going. It's sunny, it's hot, it's humid. As we go through our Tuesday afternoon, we should peak out at about 97, 104 the record. Tonight, partly cloudy, keeping it in the 90s all evening long, warm and humid. 79 for the overnight low, 83, 84 in the city. That's it. Wednesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a few spot thunderstorms around, back to 97 degrees. Thursday, partly sunny. It's still hot and humid, though. It's a little bit cooler on Thursday, 92 degrees with a few thunderstorms scattered about, kind of pop-up thunderstorms on Thursday. Slightly cooler than that 92 on Friday, but it's just slight. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, baseball fans, listen up, because big hits are getting even bigger with Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel. Customers choose their own reward every Tuesday to use on home run bets. So how are you going to play your game? Well, option one, there's the bet reset. You use this on your wager, and you're going to get refunded in bonus bets if your bet loses. Or option two, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, that's extra winnings at no extra cost. So make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next home run bet. Betting the Redbirds, betting anybody else in the National League Central, take your pick. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs on FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm: auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Today, the Cards, the Phillies.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Hey, Rach, you want to see Wheel's head come off?
Sure. Let's do it.
What number? What 800 million things could set me off?
University of Michigan has a new program where they will not give freshmen first semester grades because they're afraid that would affect their mental health.
Oh, for God's sake.
So they want them to just spend your first semester getting to know where the bathrooms are, what bar you're going to go to, where your class is, but we're not going to grade you.
So you're not getting graded at all?
At all.
It's not that they're not showing you the grade. You're just not getting graded.
That's my understanding.
Seems so stupid. I mean, does it for most of your like entry level freshman 100 level classes? It probably doesn't matter because a lot of that stuff is basically pass or fail. Like you either get the main thing or you don't.
But it's also the easiest you're ever gonna.
Yes. Why are we like? Did you guys? I don't know about Dave. Did you feel like high school was harder than college? I had a harder time keeping up in high school than in college.
Yeah.
Like, because it was a much more demanding schedule. You're there 8-9 hours a day. And then you're getting, in my case, I was for all 4 years, it was probably 2.5 hours of homework every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes more, sometimes less, but I would say average was probably 2.5. College wasn't like that. College, you're 15 hours a week in class, and then whatever time you need at whatever time of the day you're available to do, homework assignments or projects or whatever. Do we really need to do that for people that are just starting off in the easiest classes they're going to have?
Well, let's be real. This isn't, I don't think like high achievers are going to be going and seeking this out.
No, they're going to be pissed about it.
This is for rich kids who just want the college experience. And it's like, they're just going to college to have fun at college, which, you know what, that's great. Like, good for you. Wasn't my experience.
Yeah.
Wasn't
same.
a lot of people's experience. But, there are quite a few people who go and they're there to have fun. And if you don't have to worry about your grades at all the first semester, I bet you're going to have a marvelous time.
It's a great marketing tool.
Right.
Well,
but like Harvard's not going to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Michigan calls itself an elite academic institution. Like they walk around with that
Anyone can
reputation.
call themselves anything.
But
I'm not sure
typically
anything in or from Michigan is elite.
I'm just telling you how they put it. And like, if you're going to be a place
right over
that's
his head.
supposed to be, yeah, I get you, man.
Okay.
I get you.
All right, fine.
I think the whole point of like college is preparing you for the real world.
For some people, for others, the whole point of college is for status and to have fun.
But the whole point of the college is to prepare you for the real world.
No, the whole point of the college is to make as much money as they possibly can.
Well, that's where it's gone wrong, right? This is kind of the point. Our priorities suck. And if the academic leadership isn't going to take their mission seriously, well, then how can anybody take anything seriously about the whole system?
Rich, it's such a great point that I didn't think of, which I should because my daughter's going into her senior year at KU. And everything about KU, and I'm sure most colleges, I think Mizzou's even more than this, is marketing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we got this, we got that. Come on in.
We got the same thing doing the visits, when we went to Alabama that's where my kid went to undergrad. It was like going on a
resort.
Yes, it was like a tour of a resort town.
Yeah.
Like, look at these dorms. They were built yesterday. Look how they're better than the places you stay when you go on vacation. And they are. It's unbelievable, like the arms race and that. But again, I can live with those things if you're still going to fulfill the mission of preparing students. If your freshman year first semester grades are going to bother you that much, maybe college isn't for you. Right?
Well, I will go back to Rachel's point. I think it's a good one that colleges market, and the people who are marketable look at it and go, that sounds great to me. Sounds great to me.
Yeah, I think she's right.
Like when we were at Indiana, we're walking around in your little group of 12, and they said, one of the great things about Indiana is you only have to take one math class, and you can take like a rudimentary math class. And of course, everyone's like, "Wow, rock on! This is great." I mean, that's kind of a similar example of like, hey, if you don't want to work real hard.
And I'm not, look, I'm just saying I didn't have that. I didn't have anything close to that experience. I went to community college because that's what I could afford to do. I worked the whole time I was in college. I did not have this experience where it's like, I'm going away from home and I'm partying every night. I just didn't have that. So when you don't have that and then you see it happening with other people and you see the way other people talk about it, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, this is great. It seems very fun.
Yep.
But there's this huge like class undertone to it of like, look what we can afford to do.
No,
you're
not wrong.
Totally right.
So, I mean, if you're just going to have a great, it's like, yeah, and then we send it. She doesn't even have to worry about her grades her first semester. It's like, okay, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I'm glad that that's your life.
I do think it's cheating them.
Yes.
Because my first year of law school, where your grades pretty much dictate the rest of your career, was so terrible and so stress-inducing and anxiety-filled. And yet, in hindsight, it's one of my best memories. It was a challenge, and I did okay, and I succeeded. And I remember going to my mailbox and getting those little blue postcards with your grade from crim law and stuff like that. And I know this is like the ultimate old guy thing to say, but it's also true that some of your best memories and the things that make you into a better person are somewhere between suffering and low-key suffering.
Yeah, but you learn more from struggling and failing than you learn from just either no results at all or even just mildly positive results. And we're not teaching people that age that it's A, okay to struggle, and B, there's a path out of it.
Yeah.
If we're not teaching that skill, then you're not preparing people to move into like when you get your first job, they're not going to be like, okay, buddy, your first 6 months you're getting a paycheck, but no performance review.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to happen. So and that is still a relatively easy level of study when you're talking about most kids who are going to mostly be in 100 level classes when you're a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Some will have a couple that are beyond that, but that would be because it's a strong suit for you, right? If you start in a subject at the 200 or 300 level, it's probably because your high school testing showed you didn't need the 100 level, which means you're proficient at that thing.
Craig says there's always the trades. People still need to have HVAC, electrical, plumbing, etc. It can be a field that you make some good money and in demand. Phoebe really wanted to go to a 4-year university, but we had that talk with her, and had she said, I'm going to join a union and become an apprentice, I would have been happy as a clam.
It's a totally valid choice,
Happy
but
as a clam.
I'll say for that, you think you can take one of those jobs and not be expected to be able to do the job?
Your first 6 months, we're not going to test you at all.
I mean, if you're going that route, Craig's totally right. That is an absolutely valid route, in demand, and it's a needed thing. But if you can't handle the failure of, I got a C in my first semester, how are you going to handle anything?
Yep.
And again, I don't blame the students for that. We just have to stop trying to protect people from failing as young people. Failing is where you learn.
Yeah. Here's a weird story. A high school football player was in practice, and his coach noticed movement under his helmet. So they took his helmet off, and there was a 2-foot-long copperhead snake in his helmet.
How did he not notice?
So a football helmet has padding.
Yeah.
And it was somehow under
in the
padding.
Yeah. It was kind of because there are spaces in there.
Yeah.
So if it's a skinny one, they can probably get in there.
So he didn't get bit, thank God.
Boy, that would not be great.
Crazy.
That coach has some good eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
maybe
your helmet's
maybe
moving.
he put it in there.
He might have put it in there. Yeah.
A little bit of salvation for me on the Denisovans. I said they were 8 feet tall. Wheel said they're like 5'3". I said he was stupid. And then the next day, I said I'm stupid because he was right.
Are we both stupid?
No, it's in the middle.
Oh, good. All
yeah,
right.
there's a new study that said they could have been up to 6'3".
Oh, okay.
Which at that time, everyone was
my
like,
God, but that's
4'2".
Right, I was safe. 6'3" at that time
Yeah.
is massive.
Yeah, you're a giant.
Yeah.
There's also a new color. Have you heard this?
No.
It's called Olo.
Olo?
OLO.
It's probably just like blue, right?
It's the greenest green. And only 5 people in the world have seen it. Because it's not like in a box and you just go, Olo. You have to like have your eyes dilated and jump through a bunch of hoops or whatever it is. But they discovered it because there's only so many colors that the eye can perceive. And they found a way for the human eye to perceive a brand new color.
It's not a brand new. It's green.
Oh, boy.
Well, I just looked this up. So the AI overview came up with it. It says Olo is an imaginary hypersaturated blue-green color. What does that mean?
It means it's green. It's not.
But I mean, is it imaginary only in the sense that we can't see it? So we have to imagine what it looks like unless you have these filters or you're one of the 5 people that can do it?
I can imagine what it looks like. It looks like green.
It's blue-green, apparently.
So I'm reading about it here. The human retina contains 3 types of cone cells that help us see color. There's the L cones and the M cones and the S cones. And the scientists
Scones.
with Olo, they've been able to isolate the M scone. Or, damn it!
I am so sorry.
The M cones. So it is kind of, I guess it
I'm
is
so
kind
hungry.
of an imaginary color because it's like,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
what if we did this? Like,
Yeah. What if there was like a new kind of green? Well, it's just green. I just feel like I've been jaded by this before because I feel like every 3 or 4 years I see a color that's like, or I see a story that's like, we've invented a new kind of blue. And it's like, nah, it's just blue.
sorry, Dave. Dave seems disappointed.
Oh, I'm a little disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
It's still fascinating, but it was just funny. How do you even go, you know what? I bet there is a color that
Dave's Googling scone delivery.
That nobody can see. Yeah, I'm thinking about them too.
Now, when you can isolate just the M scones, the people who saw it say it was jaw-dropping.
Yeah. Jaw
So
dropping.
apparently it's like the coolest green you could ever see.
For the people who saw it died.
Yeah, they simply passed away.
It was so amazing. They're like, you know what? Take me home.
It greened out.
Isolating M scones is what I call breakfast.
I'm sorry I did that to you, Rachel.
It's okay. It was just like,
Can I tell you my experience?
I felt so bad when
I got a weird text message from someone I didn't know while you were doing your thing.
the scones thing.
And I looked up and you were saying scones over and over.
Dave's like, what are they even talking
I'm
about?
like, man, you can't take your eyes off this show for 2 seconds.
Cut down a whole new path.
I thought I had a pretty good story there with the old green is green, and she's moved on to scones. Tell you guys about Mark and Neil Gelman of the Gelman team, eXp Realty. Known the guys for 20 years plus, been representing them the whole time. Done a few real estate transactions with them, so I've been a customer, been a client. My son worked for him for a couple of years, so I got to look on the inside. And I think the easiest way to do this is just to be honest with each other. There are people in my industry who I'm a lot better than, and there are people in my industry who are a lot better than me. And I think it's probably similar in your job. And that's the way it is with the Gelmans. They are just much better at what they do than most realtors out there. Now, a bit of it's cheating because we have this huge company, eXp Realty, that we have all these resources. We have money to spend on marketing your home. Few realtors are going to invest a dime in that. We're going to invest a lot. So we get great results, and that's why they're very popular and successful. Right now is a weird time in the real estate market. We're all just kind of like leading off first base, trying to decide whether we're going to steal second or not. So get yourself an expert. If you don't do the Gelman team, get someone else local with a really great reputation. If you want to find out what the Gelmans think your house is worth right now, you can do it without talking to anybody. Go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, put in your address. We'll give you a number. If you want to talk about that number, good or bad, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit lancedrurylaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Rach, who's the ex-president? Obama has a podcast?
Yeah, he's starting a podcast.
I agree. I think that's beneath him.
I just don't want I don't want you to be the president and then you're doing like ads for, I don't know.
Yeah,
right.
Casper mattresses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're selling metal billfolds.
Blue Chew.
I liked how Dave kind of rolled.
That's the big one that they all sell.
That's awesome.
I like how Dave kind of rolled his exclamation into the president's name. He was like, "Oh, Obama! Oh, Obama's got a podcast."
No, his podcast is maybe classier than most. It's called A Great Book with Barack Obama, and it's like a limited series so far, from what I understand. It's going to be him and 6 different guests discussing books that have shaped his outlook on life.
Really smutty, like romance fantasy books.
It's like, these Harlequin romances
about fairy queens and dark princes.
Can I tell you just real quick?
As long as it's got Fabio on the cover.
My dad had a little cabinet in the basement that had his girly magazines. And there was also a paperback novel called Glover and had a picture of a Navy guy with a lady.
All right.
Now, I'm not going to read a book on purpose because there's Playboys here. But one day I was kind of thumbing through it. It was a porn book. Like, it was like super, super. Glover was.
With your family name on it?
Yes.
That's kind of crazy because your dad was in the Navy.
Oh my God!
Was it a self-written
an autobiography?
Yeah. Did he
But
self-publish?
only for himself. He just wrote the book for himself.
I need to look that up.
That was
I'll
in
have
the
to
Navy.
Google that. Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up.
Is that what it? That's just it. It was just the name on there.
I think so.
Man,
pretty sure.
Are you sure that wasn't just the author?
That's funny.
Hold on. Glover by Francis Polini.
I've got The Mechanics of Mistletoe, Glover Family Saga, and Christian Romance.
No, I've got it right here. This was a book that almost every sailor was reading when I was in the Navy in 1967. I think it was because of the cover and some of the explicit descriptions of sex.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there you go.
It is actually a very serious novel, however.
Oh, of course.
Central figure is American Air Force. Okay, Air Force. Enlisted man stationed in the UK who had been a star football player before having to enter service. He is a brute with women and likes his sex as impersonal as possible. Oh, my goodness.
Jeez. Wow. Yeah, I didn't read that much of it.
My Lord.
But
I think there's some a gay romance.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a little more to this.
And a gay romance?
There is. Somebody's, yeah.
DGS Book Club.
Much of the story is driven by his interaction with an officer who has a homosexual interest in him.
Who doesn't?
And aspires
That sounds so medical.
Yeah, yeah. So Glover had another interest.
3.4 stars on Goodreads.
It doesn't say in this thing that Glover was also interested, but it says the other person had the interest.
Yeah, that's the Glover way.
You guys love admiration.
We love luring men in.
It is 1:55, and this time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet, 25 years together. I'm not sure that anyone has ever beat that. It's all about Mike. It's not about me. All I do is deliver the message. Mike is just a cool guy. He really is. Super into rock and roll, super into Kiss. I met Ace Frehley with him one time. He's a good dude. I remember when I first met him, and he said, look, here's the deal. I wasn't going to be a doctor. I wasn't going to be a lawyer. I wanted to go into a business that was simple. And he said, Dave, the flooring business is simple. I buy it at this much. I mark it up. I sell it to you at that much. There's, this many major lines. There are this many, lines within them, the budget, the entry, the middle, the high end. And it's not that difficult. So I don't make it difficult on people. I make it really, really simple. So if you like simple, if you like saving money, if you like getting good products, you can't do better than Michael's Flooring Outlet. Find him at michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Dave Glover, Rachel Zimmerman, Kevin Wheeler. The Dave Glover Show on KMOX. The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it's partly sunny, 94 degrees. It feels like 104. I'm Maria Kina. In for Michael Calhoun, our top story. A 17-year-old accused of killing a Lyft driver back in January has been certified as an adult. LaMarcus Van now facing several charges, including murder second degree. The probable cause statement reads, Van and other co-defendants had an ongoing conflict with a rival gang and met in the 1700 block of Wynwood Court and had a shootout. The Lyft driver, Shannon O'Brien, was caught in the crossfire and died at the scene. All other suspects are in custody and range in age from 16 to 18. Months after Six Flags St. Louis changed hands, the new operators Enchanted Parks are apparently spending heavy capital behind the scenes to fix years of deferred maintenance. Guests are also noticing cleaner midways and new live summer shows. Management even had the old Batmobile pulled out of storage, rehabbed, and put back on display. Coaster expert Paul Drabeck tells KMOX the new ownership group is moving fast.
I know they've had to put a lot of money in the last couple of years just in the plumbing system in the park. I mean, they had to replace the water tower out back just because, for decades, Six Flags didn't give them money to work with until it was catastrophic.
The Eureka theme park will officially drop the Six Flags name and rebrand as Mid-America at the end of the season. The prediction market Kalshi is facing another major lawsuit from a flight tracking company.
FlightAware is suing Kalshi, alleging the prediction market is violating the company's terms of service. The flight tracker says Kalshi is using data from its website to allow people to wager on whether or not a flight will be canceled. That's despite Kalshi entering into a binding agreement not to use FlightAware's data for commercial purposes, according to FlightAware's lawsuit. They add that Kalshi continued doing so even after FlightAware asked them to stop. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
The Dow is down 174 points to 53,801. A check of traffic right now. It looks like southbound 270 drivers, you're going to see some delays, and that's due to an accident that has been pulled over. It looks now to the right shoulder. They just did that. It's just past Doherty Ferry. So all lanes are open. You might still have a few delays in that area, though, so make sure that you are aware of that. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, the extreme heat warning continues through Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
It is just more of the same on this Tuesday afternoon. Sunny, hot, and humid. We should peak out at about 97. You're probably wondering, what's the record? Are we even close? No, we're not. 104 from 1881. It's one of the really old record highs in the books for St. Louis. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, keeping it in the 90s for any evening plans, warm and humid. The cool-off is not very impressive. 79 for the low tonight. The city again stays in the 80s. Wednesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a couple of spot storms, but I want to bring it back to 97 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, a few thunderstorms here and there, 77. Thursday, we're going to be watching this front try to sink in from the north. It's a real struggle. Partly sunny skies, hot and humid Thursday, a couple of storms here and there. 92 degrees. We have a shot, and it's just a shot right now, upper 80s come Friday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
93 degrees in St. Peter's, 94 in Florissant, 94 downtown at the Arch, but it feels like 104 degrees. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. Brad Young joins us. Brad, you know this band, Coheed and Cambria?
You know, I don't. As I was listening to it, I was thinking this should be in my repertoire, but I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, check them out. Coheed and Cambria, they are, well, I'm going to say this, and I know Andrew and Wheels will both have an opinion on it. They're kind of pop metal. You know, some of their songs are really metal. But then some like that are a little more palatable for people like me that aren't super into metal. But
kind of on the progressive side, but very catchy. They excel with the catchiness. They're very good at writing stuff catchy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. Brad, before we get into your Brad stories, I got to get your take on the president's Houdini magic trick that he pulled in Turkey.
Oh, I don't know that I have any particular analysis of it. It shows you, though, that the threat, which isn't uncommon with presidents, the threat from Iran was far greater than what we were told. It wasn't just that he changed planes. And my analysis initially was he changed planes because the new airplane from Qatar doesn't have defensive measures on it. And now we find out that because they were smuggling him away in like a food truck or a luggage transport truck over to a different aircraft that nobody knew about, that shows you that the threat was far greater than what we were initially told.
Yeah, my problem with it is, from what I understand, he left his staff and the press pool ass out on the old Air Force One. Because they all thought he was on it, and anyone looking to blow it up thought that he was on it, and he was too afraid to be on it, or he would have flown back on it, but he snuck out like Taylor Swift. Doesn't it bother you that he left those people in danger?
Well, I guess I'm trying to look at it from the Secret Service standpoint. They wouldn't want to tell anybody because, frankly, they're bait. Okay,
well, that's the problem. That's the point,
right? I know that, but from a Secret Service standpoint, they're not charged with protecting the press. They're charged with protecting the president, and bureaucrats always look at things the same way, right? And that is this. This is classic bureaucracy 101. If something goes really badly, and I have to testify in front of the Senate, what am I going to say? And I'm sure the analysis on this was, oh, no, we kept the president on the plane because we didn't want to upset the press and the other members of his staff. And he would be grilled on Capitol Hill for that. So they did the safe thing, move the president, don't tell anyone, let the Iranians think he's still on the plane. If they light up a missile, see ya. But otherwise, they've protected the president.
Right, but I'm not a genius, but you could have pulled this whole Houdini thing, let him get on the other plane early and leave, and then after he's gone, say, yeah, you know what? We're not flying today because of this risk. We're going to move all you to other places. Like, you could have waited till he was gone before saying, okay, guys, we got a deplane. We got the president's ahead. He's already, in England. We'll get you guys off the plane and we'll transport you at a better time. But the reason we moved him because there was a threat. Like, I don't see why there has to be a bait plane. I think that's a horrible decision.
Well, and listen, this falls right into line with what Marines do with Marine One. The president is picked up. It's been this way for decades at the White House by the Marine helicopter. There are 3 of them, and they play a game of hide the president shell game with the 3 helicopters, and they move and they do like the hat dance at Busch Stadium, and they move around, and the other 2 the other 2 helicopters rather, are targets. That reduces the chance of hitting the president to 1 out of 3.
They're in on it.
And I'm sure that same analysis, though, you're right, they are in on it.
And they're active
but
duty
that
military.
Same analysis went to play here.
Yeah, I mean, I do not buy any explanation that there was no other way to do this. I'm sorry, but they have amazing resources, and all it would take is just a slight change in timing, and you could have done this without putting everybody out there as bait. I mean, that's hundreds of people
I don't
on
disagree.
that plane.
Sure, and I don't disagree that there's probably other ways of doing it, but the risk calculation would be what is the safest way for the president, and beyond that, there's not really a calculation, and that's what the Secret Service determined. Could it have been done differently? Absolutely. But maybe those other options increased risk to the president.
I don't care.
The one that I just put out there would not have increased the risk to the president at all.
Well,
you
there's a lot of information.
You spirit him off that plane. You take him to the new plane, which is what you were already doing. New plane leaves. Half hour later, you deplane everybody off of Air Force One because he's gone. He's no longer in that airspace. He's already up halfway to Europe.
The problem with being so conclusive is there's a lot of information that we don't know. I mean, we didn't know anything about this 24 hours ago. So we don't know what we don't know, and it's hard to say that any other option would have been just as safe.
But we do know what we do know. That's sort of like when Christians say, oh, kids get bone cancer because God works in mysterious ways. Like, based on what we do know, it's bull crap. And I just flatly disagree with you. The president's life is not so important that you risk 300 American lives when he can spend another night in Turkey. Like there are ways to do this that do not involve using 300 American innocent citizens as bait. Like, I understand the whole, hide him in a barrel and take him to another plane. They've done that with other presidents. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. But to my understanding is no one's ever done it like this, where they allowed others to fly in Air Force One, knowing that there was a credible threat against it, but the president wasn't in it, so it's okay.
I'm sorry if we've already covered this, but do we know how serious the threat was? Has that been revealed? Because, I mean, maybe it was a very minor threat, and out of an abundance of caution, the president just wanted to do that. I mean, I'm just asking questions. Yeah. I don't know the answer to these questions.
I think my take would simply be, if there's enough risk for the president to change planes, then the lives of those other people need to be considered also. I mean, they have the full force of the United States military at their disposal. It's not like you and I are. It's not like the 4 of us are making a plan with what we can figure out.
No, and I'm not suggesting you're wrong at all, Wheels. What I'm suggesting is that from the analysis of the Secret Service, they frankly wouldn't care about those other things. Now, we stepping back, because their job is to protect the president. That's it. So I'm not saying it's the right decision. What I'm saying is that is the priority of the Secret Service.
And what I'm saying is there are higher priorities than the Secret Service and the president's safety. And I think this is a higher priority.
Yeah, understood.
I would not prioritize his life over the life of 300 innocent Americans.
I think if it was a case where it was something that was happening more quickly, like there's a shooting or something, and you're the Secret Service, your first job and only job is rush the president out of here and not worry about anybody else. Completely agree. When you have advanced time and all of the tools at the disposal that the United States government has, there is to me, there's not a choice between those two things. Those two things go very neatly together. We can easily protect the president the way that he needs to be protected and also not fly those people as if they're bait. Like that, it's not an either or. You can do both.
All I'm saying is that Harrison Ford managed to kill all the terrorists and hold on by a rope.
Get off my plane
outside of Air Force One, and this guy's getting taken in a taco truck.
I'm sorry to continue it, but I don't know if I view it as them being bait. The way I'm kind of reading it, not knowing what the threat was like, what if the president was told, oh yeah, there's a blip on our radar here, but everything's going to be fine. And then he went, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm leaving though. It was fine to proceed, but he didn't want to proceed.
I don't understand why that matters though. Because if it is
he's under threat all the time. There's always going to be a shadow of a threat, right?
I mean, that's the existence that he chose, yeah.
But, okay, the way I would look at that, Rach, is his very favorite toy in the world, Qatari 1. He didn't fly on that, so something was bad enough to make him too afraid. And then he was so afraid that he wouldn't fly on the old Air Force One, and he's so afraid that he got into a food truck and flew back on a crappy plane. So that tells me something about the level of the threat.
Well, but maybe he was overreacting to the level of the threat.
Okay, that's fine. But
so then
President Trump doesn't overreact.
But then is the Secret Service then at his whim to what he's overreacting to, and then it's their responsibility to now care for hundreds of other people because of the whim of the person ultimately calling the shot?
Evidently so. I mean, there are people online commenting too, and I disagree with all of you. I don't see a scenario where it's okay.
Dave Hines, no, I don't think the president is the one who makes the call on security ops, but I think if he wanted to take another plane, they could make it happen.
Yeah, I think it's a push and pull. In the moment, the Secret Service has say so. They can physically grab the president and make him
like
leave.
in that incident, like in Pennsylvania
but
when you had the
food
shooting.
truck wasn't just sitting there and they said, hey, why don't we put him in that? I mean, they knew what they were doing.
Planning went into this.
Now, maybe something new will come out that will soften my view on this. But as far as we know right now, whoever was making the threat thought that the president was on the old Air Force One, thus making that plane in special danger. And they did that on purpose. They wanted whoever the threat was from, Iran, to think that the president was on that plane so that he could get away on the other plane. And so they are clearly using those people as bait. I'm not sure that's the best word, but they are comfortable with them being in danger just so the president gets away. That, and maybe I'm just stupid, that seems completely un-American to me.
But don't you think that I don't think you're stupid, Dave. I'm just saying, don't you think this kind of thing happens constantly?
The
president's life is going to be prioritized over 300 innocent. The president's life is probably going to be prioritized over 5,000 innocent Americans.
Sure,
quite frankly.
I guess this is back to my point on
and
this.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's how it is.
But this isn't that choice. When you have time to cook up an alternative plan, then you have time to also cook up an alternative plan for those other people that are on the plane.
Yeah, but see, again,
it's not an either or. There's no reason to not do both. I mean, the president leaves in the other plane, and then a period of time later, all right, everybody, off the plane. We got a thing we got to deal with. We're looking out for you.
Well, I just know a guy. I know a guy in the Secret Service. He has been on presidential details for past presidents. I've talked with him as often as I humanly possibly can. And he's still in the service right now. But I will tell you that he has repeatedly told me on different scenarios that the sole focus of the Secret Service, when the president is en route anywhere, their sole focus is his or her safety. That's it. They don't go beyond that analysis.
But that's not the end of the story. I understand what you're saying, and I believe that is true. But that is not the end of the analysis.
I don't see that from a Secret Service standpoint. There's any analysis after that.
But the Secret
That's
Service
not their
isn't,
job.
But the Secret Service isn't God. The Secret Service isn't the final say on 300 other people's
But who
lives.
is supposed to organize it? I think that's what we're running up against, is who is going to organize getting all of those people home.
Well, I mean, if you think about all of the staffers and people that are on that plane, I'm sure some of them have some connections to the Department of Defense. I'm sure that if you just do the thing you got to do with the president, get him out of harm's way, but inform someone else who can then take those steps, I don't get why that's a problem. Because everything I'm talking about is the president's gone already. He has gone down the food truck. He's on the new plane. The new plane is taken off. It is out of Turkey. Boom. Now we move. Now we do something else so that this is not just a plane where it's like, oh, yep, there's bait. I'm not a genius.
But
that just seems like a very simple process.
I mean, I'm not trying to like argue. I'm looking at it through like, it's so easy to be like, they shouldn't have done it like that. That's not how it should have happened. That is so easy. What's not easy is figuring out and planning it and knowing how things actually work.
Right, but that's what they do.
But no, that's not what Secret Service says. Brad has told us repeatedly in this segment, the Secret Service is there to protect the president. They're not there to organize a flight home for Marco Rubio or
they don't
whoever
have
was
to
on the
organize
flight.
it. They have to get the president out safely and then notify someone. Notify the chief of staff. Notify someone.
That the people on Air Force One that Iran was led to believe Trump was on, and they're already planning on blowing it up for whatever reason. That wasn't happenstance. That wasn't a coincidence. That was part of the plan. Part of the plan was for Iran to think that the president was on this plane, thus putting it in danger, but it was 200 other innocent Americans who were on that plane. My problem is that was a part of the plan. Now, if all of you out there who are calling me naive are cool with that, if you or your spouse or your kids were on that plane and you're like, hey, Secret Service, they're the Lord of all, then we're different kinds of people. I don't think that the Secret Service or any branch of government should intentionally, as part of their plan, use American citizens as bait.
But Dave, what I'm saying is there a possibility that this was really not a credible threat?
Sure.
And the president could have very well been on that plane, and he said, I'm not getting on the plane. Because I don't think the Secret Service can force him. I think if he says, like, I'm not doing that, then they're going to find an alternate route for him unless his life is in immediate danger. What I'm saying is this could have just been an overreaction on a couple of people's part and not like, and we're sending you guys to your deaths. Goodbye. Like, you're definitely going to get shot down.
Yeah, but you're pinning your position on something that may or may not be true, and it's...
But you're pinning your position on these people were sent out as bait. We don't know that.
How? Yes, we do.
I mean,
No,
it was
we
called
don't.
a decoy.
Then why wasn't...
What is a decoy?
Did the plane land safely? Is everyone alive?
Yeah, and it could not have.
And they thought the president was on the plane, but that's what I'm saying is it obviously wasn't that credible of a threat because nothing happened, right?
If it's enough of a threat
logic.
for the president to say, I'm not doing this, then it should be enough of a threat that those other lives are also considered. Even if he's overreacting. Even if the person who made the choice for the Secret Service, whether it was the president or, his chief in charge, whatever, anyone thinks that that's enough for him to go. It's enough to then, after the fact, after the president is safe, to consider that for those other people too. Because I agree, the president is the priority. But he's not the only option, is to just do this and everyone else.
I feel like you didn't listen to anything I just said.
I heard everything you said, and I understand everything you're saying, but you're pinning it on a maybe that we don't know. But what we do know is whether the old man freaked out or there was really, truly a credible threat. They went through a plan. They took this guy off of one plane, faked him on another plane, put him on a food truck, put him on a third plane. He was subpoenaing the records of the New York Times who leaked this to keep this from coming out. Obviously, they didn't want this to come out because of how it looks. So, yes, they didn't get blown up. I'm going to guess that most credible threats don't happen, but they're still credible threats. And I'm just not comfortable allowing a credible threat against American citizens as a decoy, which is what they're calling it, so that the president can get away. Brad, good fight. Thank you, man.
My pleasure.
All right, baseball fans, listen up, because big hits are getting even bigger with Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel. Customers choose their own reward every Tuesday to use on home run bets. So how are you going to play your game? Well, option one, there's the bet reset. You use this on your wager, and you're going to get refunded in bonus bets if your bet loses. Or option two, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, that's extra winnings at no extra cost. So make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next home run bet. Betting the Redbirds, betting anybody else in the National League Central, take your pick. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs on FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sometimes it feels like the news is full of things that have never happened before, and that is not exactly true. In fact, it may have happened this very week, hundreds or thousands of years ago. I'm Sally Helm, host of the podcast History This Week from the History Channel. Trade embargoes? Thomas Jefferson tried them. Rent too high? We've been arguing about that for a while. Each episode is proof. The past isn't that far away. Listen to History This Week, available now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Do you have burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet, hands, or legs? Is neuropathy making it harder to walk safely, forcing you to watch every step, grip railings, or live with the fear of falling? If you've been told there's nothing that can be done for neuropathy, that isn't the full story. At Comprehensive Integrative Healthcare, we don't just label symptoms. We evaluate the underlying factors that may be contributing to nerve dysfunction. Our focus is helping reduce neuropathy symptoms, improving balance, and supporting better daily function, so you can stay active and independent longer. Most people don't realize neuropathy often progresses over time, and when it worsens, symptoms can become more limiting and more difficult to manage. Imagine being able to walk with more confidence again, sleep without burning or tingling waking you up, and stop constantly worrying about your next step. Right now, we're offering a free neuropathy consultation to determine if you may be a candidate for care. Call now to schedule your appointment at 636-355-8662. That's 636-355-8662. Don't wait until symptoms get worse. Call 636-355-8662 today.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog! Customize! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
All right, we went really long there fighting, and just so you know...
I thought we had lost Brad by the end.
Oh, he's probably never coming back.
He's like, you guys.
I think we scared him. Just so you know, we're all cool with each other. We just are not happy with you on the stream. So
correct.
This is what we do.
Correct.
When we're mad at each other, we're like, F Dave Hines. You know what? That piece of crap. So we thank you for that. You are our bait plane.
Yeah. Mom and Dad are fighting, and it is your fault, kids.
Yeah, and then you walked into the room and were like, and you didn't even do your homework last night.
And what do you have to say about this?
Hey, all I know is my only job is to protect Dave. All the rest of you suckers are going down.
That's right. That makes more sense.
When you put it that way.
Put it that way. Got a real point. Every day I should be wheeled in some sort of a bin.
catering truck like you're an assassin. Catering, the thing with the waiter.
Disguise.
Yeah.
Tell you guys about Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. Great dude. Really, truly does have your back. I've had a couple people reach out to me very happy with Stu because they said that they called him and he talked them out of doing a refinancing right now for this reason or another. He's willing to pass up on him making money to make sure that you're good because he believes you'll come back at a later time when it's right and you'll get it done. So he has the bagel loan. It's called a bagel loan because a bagel looks like a zero. You pay zero fees. That's great. No one else in town does that, even though everyone else in town can do that. They choose not to. But right now he has a special deal going on where if you do a new 30-year mortgage, you're going to get a 1% break on the interest rate for your first 12 months. So if you qualify for a 6, you're going to get a 5 for the first 12 months. And hopefully, fingers crossed, by then the rates start coming back down to earth and you can do a refinancing and there you go. Here's a cell phone. Use it anytime you want. 314-324-4440. 324-4440. NMLS 226715.
The Cardinals conversation doesn't end when the game does. Watch the Gas House game, Redbird Rush Hour, Sports Open Line, and sports on a Sunday morning whenever and wherever you want. Plus, exclusive conversations with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol, president of baseball operations Chaim Bloom, players, broadcasters, and baseball insiders. Subscribe today to the KMOX Sports YouTube channel because Cardinals fans deserve a front row seat.
Summer is waning, sadly, I know, but you've had enough time now to really assess how your outdoor space is working. Is it working for you? You've probably noticed whether the deck is starting to buckle or splinter and needs replacing, or you'd really like a fence to separate you and your neighbor. Whatever it is in your outdoor space, it's never too late to call Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Now, what does that mean, the sign you have the very best? Well, first of all, Chesterfield Fence and Deck has been around for 58 years. A third-generation, locally owned family company. They also have an incredible reputation because they only use the best quality materials and they have their own installation crews, which is very important because they have years of experience. And Chesterfield Fence and Deck is going to stand behind everything they do. When you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll also take 20% off your next outdoor project. So go with the best. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck. You can visit them in person or they'll come to you, or visit online now at chesterfieldfence.com.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies.
Let's keep the steam bath weather pattern going. It's sunny, it's hot, it's humid. As we go through our Tuesday afternoon, we should peak out at about 97, 104 the record. Tonight, partly cloudy, keeping it in the 90s all evening long, warm and humid. 79 for the overnight low, 83, 84 in the city. That's it. Wednesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a few spot thunderstorms around, back to 97 degrees. Thursday, partly sunny. It's still hot and humid, though. It's a little bit cooler on Thursday, 92 degrees with a few thunderstorms scattered about, kind of pop-up thunderstorms on Thursday. Slightly cooler than that 92 on Friday, but it's just slight. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Prices seem to go up every time you leave the house. Groceries, gas, insurance, you name it. The good news, your retirement doesn't have to be just as stressful. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg, Saturdays at 7 a.m. Let us help you retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us, and we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Today, the Cards, the Phillies.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is brought to you by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience at Westport.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Ricky Horton. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dave. How are you today?
Good, buddy. I will be seeing you tonight. Some people paid a lot of money at an auction to help a charity, so I'm going to be up there in the third inning to say hello.
Nice. I did see that, and I'm excited about that. And, hopefully we'll have a good game for everybody, too.
Yeah, boy, last night, I mean, we've been blown out. We've blown out others, but typically they're close games. But it was a good game. It was a fun game, but, frustrating at the end, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, the comeback was terrific that the Cardinals had in the eighth inning. 5 hits in the eighth inning. They figured it out. They got things going, and it was just a little bit too short and too late maybe to make that happen. They had opportunities, though. It's odd, Dave, you think back early on in the season when the Cardinals built to +8. They were 8 games over 500. They were winning all of those games. I mean, all of them. They were winning the one-run games. And, it doesn't – that's not going to be sustainable, obviously. And, I don't think there's any one thing that you can point to other than the fact that the Cardinals gave away some stuff. They had a lot of walks and a couple of errors, and that kind of made the deficit too big.
Yeah, from inside, like I can't imagine that those are the losses that you get over easy. It seemed like Ollie was pretty upset last night. Because that's the one where you feel like if you just do what you can control, you probably win that game.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ollie did a little introspection and said, coulda, shoulda, woulda done this. But, of course, it's always easy to look back, later and say, well, what if? And, I mean, when you're in the arena, you're not the critic. When you're in the arena, you don't get the what ifs. You got to decide right then and right there. And so, but I do think it's good that Ollie was able to show his vulnerability and say, well, maybe, if I pinch hit here, maybe I should have done that. Because I think what that does is it sets an example for the players to say, what could I have done better? And learn from it as opposed to, kind of defending every little thing you do. And, because it is a game of kind of getting better and managing mistakes and making adjustments.
I'm going to tell you right now, the best ball player on the team is JJ. Not far behind, in my estimation, not far at all, is Burley.
Yeah. I think you keyed 1-2. So, I mean, in my mind, they're both the same. Not the same, but they both give you crazy good at-bats. Their ability to do things offensively is extraordinary. Now, and Weatherhold, of course, has the plus on the defensive side, too, which I think is why he's going to be the Rookie of the Year. I really do think he will. But he's fun. I mean, every time he comes to the plate, something good's going to happen. That's what I think. And Burley, same thing. And Burley especially has bat-to-ball skills that are elite. He can hit good pitching. He can hit bad pitching. Now he's going to have his bad moments, but his ability to do damage. He's actually, 330 with runners in scoring position, so he's a clutch guy, too. I mean, Burley's kind of got the whole package.
Am I just taking drugs that I think Burley should be at least in the conversation about a Gold Glove?
Yeah, I don't know, but I wouldn't. I'd say yes in the conversation, and I don't know what drugs you might be using, but, we'll talk about that later. But I do think he is way better than we thought he would be. He's got a significant number of errors, which I think is problematic for. Yeah, no, he does. I think he's got 6 or 7 or maybe 8 errors, and so he's had some lapses, but I mean not lapses, but imperfections as we all do. But way kind of kicking better than we thought he would do. And so I feel like he's going to keep getting better and better. He's working at it for sure. I think he's in the conversation, yes.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way. If you told me right now Burley's going to be the first baseman for the Cardinals for the next 5 years, I'm cool. I'm good with that.
I'm in with that. I'm in with that, too. Speaking of Gold Gloves, Michael McGreevy needs to get a Gold Glove. I'm kind of on the I'm on the bandwagon for that. So he's got the most defensive runs saved or outs above average, one of the two of pitchers in all of baseball. And when you watch him field his position, you think, okay, that's a shortstop pitching.
Yeah.
That's a guy that can play, and he holds runners really well. I don't see a guy that's better than him, frankly. So I feel like, I know he wants that. I think he deserves that. The numbers say that. I think the more we talk about that, the better.
Yeah, that's a good call. And it's not thought of all the time, Ricky, because, pitchers don't get that many chances, but when they do get them, they're important. It's a tight play at first. It's a bunt play. It's something that matters.
How about the play yesterday, and not picking on Hunter Dobbins, who, by the way, is a better golfer than Michael McGreevy? I found that out. I asked McGreevy, "Are you the best golfer on the team?" He said, "I'm the best golfer unless Dobbins is here," and he's scratched. He's way better than me. But McGreevy's actually really good too. But I mean, they're both athletes. But Dobbins did something that you see pitchers do all the time. He kind of rushed to play and threw the ball away, which may have been the biggest play in the game yesterday. But and actually he pitched very well, so I'm give him some credit for that. But pitchers throwing to first base on a ground ball to them is a mystery sometimes. Guys just can't do it, but McGreevy gets it done very well.
Can you explain, Ricky, like to the listener, the difference there? Because pitchers are really precise within the strike zone, but they're also usually from a stationary position on their own pace versus moving your feet, going a different direction, changing directions. What's the biggest challenge there?
So they're so used to, as a pitcher, you're so used to, first of all, you're throwing downhill off of a mound, and you're doing that 9 million times every week. So that's your frame of reference. Now you're making a different throw in a different situation and to a different target, and everything is it's the wild, wild west for pitchers, and it looks like it sometimes. So what George Kissel used to teach us is he said, once the ball's hit to you, you're an infielder. I want you to think like an infielder, and the first thing you do is you take the ball out of your glove and you listen to the ball. That's what he used to say. I mean, wait, listen to the ball? And what he was saying is bring the ball to your ear and do a short throw, do a short snap throw like an infielder might instead of a long arm throw. And when you go long like you are in a pitching motion, that never works. It just doesn't. I mean, because you try to throw the ball slowly that way, it doesn't work. Yeah, pitchers can't lob the ball. They just can't. They throw hard. So he always says, listen to the ball, snap throw. That's how you should do it from the mound as well.
It's interesting because, obviously not nearly the same level, but the same idea. As a catcher, Ricky, if I got stuck in the outfield for a game in summer ball, my throws were always low. I just couldn't retrain that angle because I'm so, it's as a catcher, everything's down to the bag, just like a pitcher, everything's downhill, and it's a weird thing.
That's a perfect example. It really is. And, you talk about let's talk about Jose Fermin for a minute, who, by the way, is way underrated about how much fun it's been to watch him and how good he's been. But I think production-wise, he's been good too. But the throw at third base is different than the throw at second base. Mm-hmm. It's different than the throw in left field. It's even different than the throw in center field. So, but he's been able to kind of make some adaptations really fast and adjustments. And I just think what he's done is extraordinary because the throwing is complicated and it is nuanced from position to position.
Yeah, that's one of the things that impresses me about utility guys, to be honest with you, is that ability to kind of shapeshift into, and I know they work on it. You know, I mean, they practice doing that.
Yeah, they do.
But it's not easy.
I think J.J. Weatherhold has a better arm as a second baseman than a shortstop. And I can't tell you kind of why that is, but, I mean, watching him throw, and it's not about arm strength, I just think he's smoother. I mean, he's crazy smooth as a second baseman. And when he plays short, I'm always kind of wondering what's going to happen. And I'm not picking on him. I'm just saying he's so good at second, but it's a different throw. It's a different angle. It's a different requirement to make the kind of throw that Mason Wynn makes. I mean, Mason Wynn does things that very few people on the planet can do.
So, guys, we're, as I understand it from you guys, coming up on the date when you can start bringing guys up from AAA.
Yeah. 15th or 16th is when you can get to underneath the threshold for Rookie of the Year for next year,
Who do you expect?
Yep, exactly. Baez will be here. I mean, I think. I mean, I would be stunned if he's not. I mean, he's hit 33 home runs in AAA.
Jeez.
What the move will be, I don't know, Kevin. But that's the first thought. And I think we're probably going to see Quinn Matthews again because we got a doubleheader in Cincinnati. You got the 27th man. I would be stunned if he's not the guy there. And then whenever that extra date is where you can bring him back up again, I suspect we'll see him too.
Yeah, September 1st, we'll get one of each, right? We'll get a position player and a pitcher. I would think Baez before that, but maybe Quinn after that full time. But before that, like you said, Ricky, for the doubleheader where you can come and go without having a penalty.
Guys,
and if there's any, but the other thing is there's innings concern about all of our starters that's going to come into play with that.
Yep.
Is there a defensive comp for Baez that people out there can go, oh, okay, he's this kind of guy?
So strong arm, good defender. I mean, not Willie Mays. So that's not the comp. I'd have to think maybe I wouldn't say Church because I think Church is a really good defender. I'm not sure, Kevin, who's in between Church and maybe he's like Jordan Walker right now.
I mean, I would think he's probably more of a natural tracker of the ball because he does play some center, but I don't think that's where he's going to play in the big leagues.
That's right.
And he has the arm for right field, but not maybe Jordan's arm. He's kind of a hybrid, to be honest. I would put it this way. I think he profiles as a well above average left fielder defensively.
Yeah. Well, I think Everson Pereira is actually that profile too, but we just haven't seen him enough to use him as a comp. But we've been told very good things about his defense, and he may be the second best Cardinal defender in the outfield position right now.
Very cool. All right, buddy. I'll see you in a couple hours.
All right, good. I look forward to it.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzy, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond. Their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
Special day for Dr. Kathy Maupin and her daughter, Dr. Rachel Sullivan, who will both be with us in the 4 p.m. hour. Today is the 24th anniversary of BioBalance Health. So for 24 years now, Dr. Maupin has been helping men and women all across the region. And it really is regional. I mean, people come in from Chicago, to see Dr. Maupin and have her read their blood results, to see if they need testosterone or not. If they do, what do they need? And I can tell you that every time I go in and see Caroline, who's my nurse who does the insertion of my pellets, she gets the blood work first. She goes through it. She decides what stays, what goes, how much of this I get, how much of that I get. It's not just that they have like a bunch of jars full of pellets that say testosterone. It absolutely as suited to me and to Trish as it possibly can be, and that's why it works so well. Right next door, BioBalance Skin, you know what they do. You know, I get my Botox over there. I've had multiple things, and if they can make my face look good, they can make your face look great. Nothing is permanent. They're very conservative. Dana, who is the injector, will just straight up tell you, no, if you want something that's going to give you like a clown face, that's not what they do at Bio. For all things Dr. Maupin, and congratulations to Kathy and to Dr. Sullivan, BioBalanceHealth.com.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Today we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at ledermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX, reminding you all that Dave Glover Band is playing 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. this Sunday evening at Frankie Martin's out in Cottleville. It's my first 3-hour gig in about 5 years. So, yeah, maybe you could go to Kalshi and bet how many songs in my voice blows out.
Do we know the forecast for Sunday?
Hot. For a while, it was like high of 83. Now I think it's more like a high of 90. So
better be drinking some water up on that stage.
Yep. It's a good thing that it's 7 to 10.
So with that, I was going to say, especially since it's at night, is it better to have the heat and the warmth for performing, like as a singer, or is it neutral? Worse?
So from a voice standpoint, I think the cold is probably worse.
Okay.
But
the dry would be worse, right?
Believe it or not, my vocal instrument is not so finely tuned. that I recognize the change in temperature. I remember one time we played out in Cottleville, ironically, at the St. Patrick's Day, and it was so cold and like spitting ice that Jimmy Griffin was wearing gloves to play guitar. Yeah. It was
And he can do that?
They're like half gloves, but still. But yeah, that was pretty bad.
I was about to be blown away even more.
I'm sure Jimmy could play in catcher's mitts.
He should play in like some cool fingerless gloves.
In fact, coming up after the top of the hour break, Jeff Faulkner and Steve Ewing are going to be here. They're doing a show together. I just love having local musicians in. I don't think local musicians get enough love. I think in St. Louis, they don't get enough due. And so I have tried for 26 years to do everything I could to support local music. So they'll be up live in studio after that. Rach, what do we have time for? Do we have time for your analog bag? Is that...
Oh, yeah, this is fun. So Gen Z, they're always coming up with fun things to do. Well, they're starting to carry these bags everywhere. Not all of them, obviously. I want to be clear. Like, I don't think every Gen Z is doing this, but it's a trend amongst Gen Z. They're carrying these bags, usually a tote bag, and they call it their analog bag. And it's basically a bag full of things for them to do whenever they have an extra moment, as opposed to getting on their phone. So if you knit, you bring your yarn and your knitting needles, or you bring a book with you, or all sorts of different things, crafts, crossword puzzles, what have you. And my question for you guys is, if you had an analog bag, what would you put in it?
That is a much harder question than it should be.
Why is that?
Just because I don't play with many analog things anymore.
Well, think back on like what you used to like to do before you became addicted to TikTok.
Yeah.
In the before times.
Does porn fit in a bag?
Because I was thinking, like, this is still a screen, but it's a different kind of screen. But like someone like Andrew might like to have a Game Boy Pocket or something.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Or like a book, or for me, I might have a little sewing project in there, or a little sketch pad. I've never been a huge... I like doing crosswords, but a lot of times I don't know the answer. I'm going to be for real.
Right.
I do like word search.
Oh, I love word search.
That's a little bit more my speed.
Word search is awesome.
Love word search.
Word search is a blast.
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing them.
I do too.
You know what? I should get a book to keep at my house.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Wheels, you still...
I can't think of a damn thing.
Really?
I mean,
What would you do if you went home and your power was out and your phone was dead?
cry. It'd be the first time in my adult life I just bawl.
Be inconsolable.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
What would you have,
right
Andrew?
behind you.
Magic cards?
Honestly, if we're talking now, maybe, like the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit books, because I haven't read them in 35, 40 years. So
Yeah, what exactly is the question? I was letting her guess.
What would be in your analog bag? So like your tote bag full of things to occupy yourself, to distract you from your phone.
Probably a handful of books. I mean, I've got a couple of... I do most of my reading on my phone, just because it's convenient and, you can do it in downtime at a restaurant or whatever. But I got a couple of, regular books, so-called. I'd probably throw a couple
One
of
of
those
the great
in there.
things about Phoebe's summer, she was in a place where she couldn't have her phone other than like an hour a day. And she already read. She could read, but she developed a love for reading.
That's awesome.
And so, now she's like reading all the time. And now she's back from her adventure. She's going to try to be on the phone a little bit less. We'll see.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
that's great. Tell you guys about my friend Steve, the CEO, and everyone there at First Missouri Credit Union. I'm obviously paid to do these things, but honestly, I don't think about the money. I've done them for so long. I would never, ever in a million years take on a client that I wasn't completely comfortable with. But then there are certain clients that I just take a special liking to, and First Missouri is one of them. I don't like money, as you guys know. It makes me have a stomach ache. But so walking into a bank, even the bank I've been at for 30 years, just gives me that low key, like Sunday tummy thing. I don't feel that way at First Missouri. They're just super, super cool. I feel like I can talk to them. I feel like they get it. I don't feel like they look down their nose at me. They have the best rates in town on vehicle loans. You can, if you're buying somewhere else at a dealership, they're like, let me introduce you to Carl, the finance guy. Nah, I got it handled, and call them at First Missouri. 4.27% paid on your checking account up to $100,000. 314-544-5050, the number one, stmocu.org.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress, but one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game. And now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Dollar General.
Best Buy is testing a smaller store format as it looks to break into new markets. The nation's biggest electronics chain says it opens stores between 12,000 and 15,000 square feet in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and Cape Cod, Massachusetts, significantly smaller than its flagship locations. Best Buy's CEO says its smaller format stores make sense for some markets where its traditional stores are just too big. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we have partly sunny skies, 94 degrees, feels like 104 down top of the arch. I'm Maria Akina in for Michael Calhoun. Authorities in Yemen say at least 6 people have been killed with an Iran-backed Houthi rebel fired missile on a vessel in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The Transportation Ministry of Yemen's internationally recognized government says the dead included 4 crew members and 2 members of the government-allied National Resistance Forces. The strike comes amid renewed attacks on government-controlled areas in Yemen, raising concerns that the violence could reignite civil war and further threaten regional shipping routes. With the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed by Iran, there has been renewed focus now on the Red Sea and Bab el-Mandeb Strait at Yemen's southern port. Russia has released an American military veteran, allowing his return to the United States after 4 years of what his family and U.S. officials allege was wrongful incarceration and abusive treatment that left him near death. Congressman Wesley Bell presented a check to City Hall worth $1.25 million of federal funding to go towards 4 projects in St. Louis, 2 of which will help first responders train.
Renovate the city's fire training tower and upgrade our emergency management simulation training lab so our firefighters and paramedics get the best training we can give them.
Bell says the other two projects are a new port on the South Riverfront and the Compton Avenue Bridge development. At 3:02, it is time for a check of the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Stifel Senior Vice President for Investments, Scott Bedell. Or
actually, it's Kevin Montan today, so
I'm sorry,
no worries
Kevin.
whatsoever.
Go ahead.
Well, the major averages continue their downward pressure today, with the Dow losing 184 at 53,791. S&P was negative 25 at 7728. NASDAQ lost 170 points at 26,434, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index, was positive 7 at 1760. Stocks to the upside, Post Holdings gained 3% at 78.49, and Charter was positive 2.8% at 157.69. To the downside, Centene lost 2.5% at 64.89, and Anheuser-Busch InBev was off 3% at 80.61. Finally, Stifel positive 0.9%, at 84.40. This has been Kevin Montan, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC in the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Thank you, Kevin. And a check of traffic at this hour. Maryland Heights Police reporting heavy police presence in the area of Bennington Place and Bel Air Drive. That's near Pattonville High School. It's all due to a police pursuit, an earlier pursuit from another jurisdiction that has ended in that area, but they right now are still continuing their investigation. And from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, we want to get a check of the weather with our meteorologist, Dave Murray.
Let's keep the steam bath weather pattern going. It's sunny, it's hot, it's humid as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. We should peak out at about 97, 104 the record. Tonight, partly cloudy, keeping it in the 90s all evening long, warm and humid. 79 for the overnight low, 83, 84 in the city. That's it. Wednesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a few spot thunderstorms around. Back to 97 degrees. Thursday, partly sunny. It's still hot and humid, though. It's a little bit cooler on Thursday. 92 degrees with a few thunderstorms scattered about, kind of pop-up thunderstorms on Thursday. Slightly cooler than that 92 on Friday, but it's just slight. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
94 degrees in St. Peter's, 94 in Florissant, and downtown of the Arch, it is 94 degrees, but feels like 104. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Tuesday. A few minutes past 3 p.m. Little housekeeping. We are off tomorrow because of the Cardinals game, and we're back on Thursday. Off again Friday, Cardinals game. Monday, I may be here a little bit, but the other guys are off because it's a doubleheader, so it's just kind of weird. So have a hell of a lot of fun on Thursday. That's about all we have to offer you. Yeah. So in studio, we have two of my good friends, Jeff Faulkner and Steve Ewing. This Saturday, the 15th, Mr. Blue Sky is playing, and the Steve Ewing duo is going to be their special guest. Always good to see you guys. How are you?
How you doing, Dave?
Doing great, man. Doing great. We're just local musicians, right? Like everyone knows everyone. Everyone's played with everyone. And one of the guitarists in my band, Chris Nacarado, who was in my first Dave Glover band in 2001. when I was playing drums and had never sang before.
Yeah.
So we go way back.
Right.
And I love that he was your next door neighbor when you were 11.
Right. Yeah, he was my next door neighbor. I grew up in South County, and like I said,
musicians do.
Yeah, like when I started playing guitar around 11 years old or 12 years old or something, I couldn't even tune the thing, and I would walk over to his house, which was right next door, and say, "Can you tune my guitar for me, sir?"
That's great.
Or if I had trouble learning a song, I'd be like, "Hey, man, how do you play this?" You know. And
Chris is sort of a savant, isn't he?
Chris has always been a great player, man. Like I remember going over to his house, and you know he'd be playing along to like Steely Dan, like Bodhisattva, you know, and I'm just standing there as a 12-year-old kid going, "Oh my God, like, I couldn't play that if someone paid me $1 million," you know.
See, I think being a very marginal multi-instrumentalist as I am, I think it's so interesting. I started playing guitar in 4th grade. And it never made sense. Like I could do the Mel Bay cowboy chords.
Yeah.
But anything lead just didn't make sense. That could a lot of it's me being lazy. But as soon as I sat behind a drum kit, I'm like, oh.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Sense, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you just have that natural ability to you know, a certain instrument just comes easier because you have that natural ability to do it.
Did guitar come very easy for you, or did you have to really woodshed it?
It was the only thing up to that point in my life that came easy for me, and kind of still is, really. I mean, you know, I had a few friends that started playing around the same time as I did, and it was taking them like 3-4 weeks to learn Crazy Train, and I had it down in like 2 days, you know, and I was like,
awesome.
Like I might be good at something.
Yeah,
there might be something I'm actually good at.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And once I started playing, I mean, I quit playing sports. I quit hanging out with my friends. Yeah. I came home straight from school.
You're that guy.
Locked myself in my bedroom and played along to AC/DC records and Pink Floyd and whatever else I could get my hand on to play along with. You know?
I was a really good drummer when I was 18. Way better than I am now. Are you better now than you've ever been?
Without a doubt. Yeah. 2 things have helped that. One, I got sober like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
That made me realize just how much I needed to learn musically, because I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants a lot and not really hip to like as much theory as I needed to be.
Yeah.
And then I started to study with some people, one of which being Duke Michalak, who I don't know if Duke's still in the town anymore.
Everyone good studied with Duke.
Jerry Jost studied with him. Richard Fortas has studied with him. Jimmy Griffins has studied with him. I mean, everybody. You know, he's like the Yoda of guitar. You know?
What was his secret?
You know what? Like, you know, he's the guy just knows theory like the back of his hand. Like he just eats, sleeps, and breathes music theory. You know what I mean? So I would go in at like for a half hour at like once a week for a half an hour, and he would throw just all of this stuff at me theory wise and scale wise, and be like, take this home, work on it, come back next week. You know, and like 60% of what he would say to me while I was in the room with him would kind of go,
yeah,
because I didn't know what he was talking about.
Just throw stuff at him.
Yeah,
go home, practice.
But that 40% would stick.
Yep.
It would stick, and then as I kept going to him, I just started to kind of realize what the Mixolydian mode was, what the Dorian mode was, and then
and see again, very lazy, but I feel like you could put me in a room for 50 years and come back, and I'd still be just sitting there. I don't know what a triad is.
With me, I get to a point where I hit a wall, because I had taught myself everything to that point, right? I'd kind of picked up things from friends of mine like Chris and other guitar players, but I'd gotten to a point where I really hit a wall and was not going to get any better until I went to somebody who knew more than me and learned from them. Like, you've got to study at some point.
Steve, have you taken vocal lessons, or are you just all natural?
All the time. Because I run into problems mid-year just with bad habits.
Yeah.
And so
what are your bad habits? Give me an example.
Breath-wise, we'll start to get raggedy, or just start breathing terribly. And you start using the wrong voice.
Yes.
Stop relaxing, stop using all kinds of little
tiny little things you do when you sing.
Yep.
You stop thinking about it.
Yep.
And so you go back to your coach and you just work them and you clean them up.
The only person I've ever had try to work with me is Kelly Wilde.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good one.
Oh, yeah.
And
Kelly's great.
She loved my band. She'd come out all the time, and she would always tell me, she's like, Dave, you can't scream everything. You have a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I do AC/DC. She's
Sure.
like, you whisper it. Whisper it.
Yeah.
And I can do that at home,
Yeah.
but I panic when I get in front of a crowd. And I'm like, time to scream.
Yeah. There's singing from your gut and then singing from your throat.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
throat singing actually saves your voice a little bit more because it doesn't, you're not putting so much strain on it, at least for me.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, but for me, what's really helped in that way is in-ear monitors, like I don't have
Never tried
to,
'em.
I don't have to scream to hear myself.
I wouldn't be able to do as many shows as I do without them. At this point, there's no
absolutely
possible
not.
way.
Interesting.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Steve, tell us about the duo.
The duo. We do it a lot. Me and Adam played last night, actually. We played in Webster for the Hawken House series.
Uh-huh.
And that is a blast because he's an amazing guitar player and we can just dig into all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
I love playing classic rock and stuff like The Police and
Yeah.
U2 and
What
stuff
would
like that. So,
people who are fans of the Urge and Steve Ewing band, what would they be surprised that you can sing the hell out of?
I do a lot of Stevie Wonder stuff. I actually seem to do better way up high.
Uh-huh.
So like stuff that Sting does, The Police,
Yeah.
things like that. So I do a lot of that actually.
What have you tried to do in cover bands and it's frustrated you?
That's a good question. Some classic R&B that sits in the lower middle of my range.
Okay.
Gets to be a little challenging live.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so energetic.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when it gets up here, it seems to be easier for me.
Yeah. As you guys know, I do the Lennon stuff.
Yeah.
And I never realized what a range he had.
Yeah.
But in a lot of those, especially early tunes, he's really low.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Right.
practice, I'm like, this is as hard as singing high. Like to do it really well.
It's
Yeah.
not easy, yeah.
He could get up there, not quite as much as McCartney, but he didn't have that range. But he could. John had
In
a
fact,
good
it's
range.
funny. We're doing Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm doing the Lennon part. And then there's the Paul McCartney part, like when I'm. And I knew for sure I could sing that.
Yeah.
And Farber wasn't there that night.
Okay.
And I tried it. Dave Ryan tried it. Dave Cowles tried it. None of us could touch it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul he still has such a great voice. Like, for me, like his range is real prevalent on Oh Darling. If
Yes.
you listen to that song and
Yeah.
hear the
Oh, yeah,
notes
big
he's
time,
hitting.
yeah.
And then Maybe I'm Amazed is another
Yeah.
one where he's just like, phew,
Yeah.
But what a great, his voice was one thing, but his ear for melody to me is maybe the best in the history of
So,
music.
The Beatles to me, and you know what a Beatles freak I am, was like a 1 in a billion coming together of these people. And all good bands are sort of like that. Who jumps into your mind besides the Beatles where you think, how the hell did you meet him and he met this guy?
Yeah, for me, probably Radiohead comes into my brain real quick. Just that mix of people. Only that mix of people could have created what they
That
created.
sound, yeah.
And Johnny Greenwood is a big part of that to me, who is their guitar player, but he plays like 20 different instruments really well. He's like Prince or something,
And very unselfishly.
If you ever see Radiohead live, he's worth the price of admission because he will play literally like 20 different instruments the entire show.
Yeah.
But just that mix of people, like I said, only that mix of people could have created what they created, which I think is just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Especially the Bends and OK Computer to me. It just doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
You
want to play some for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I
What
think
do you wanna do?
Steve is going to join me on this
Nice.
one.
All right.
I love it.
I got Steve singing ELO now.
Look
Right?
at that.
Yeah, cool.
Take it away.
He made a fool of me. Them broken dream bound away.
just some miles between here and there. It's a hole in my head when the rain comes in. Took my body and played it win. I woman, it's a crying shame. She ain't got nobody else to blame. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. Wrote it from another town. Yes, some go too hard to settle down. But a fool and his money soon go separate ways. Find a fool lying in a daze. Hi, woman, what you gonna do? You destroyed all the virtue that the Lord gave you. So good that you're feeling pain, but you better get yourself on board the very next train. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. Evil woman, now you done me wrong, but now you're trying to wear a different song. Hi, funny how you broke me up. Made the wine, now you drink the cup. Well, I came running every time you cried. Thought I saw love smiling in your eyes. I want it very nice to know she ain't got no place left to go. Evil woman, everybody. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. One more time. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman.
That was cool as hell.
That was awesome.
That was really cool.
And ended in A minor, the saddest of all keys.
That was awesome.
Nice job, Steve.
I don't
Yeah,
know
right
that
on, right
means.
on. Thank you.
Yeah. When Steve jumped in, I'm like, oh, that's why I'm not cool. The show is this Saturday at the Chesterfield Amphitheater. Mr. Blue Sky and the Steve Ewing duo. Have a blast, boys.
It's going to be a great time.
Love
and
you guys.
Weather's looking really good for this Saturday, by the way. And tickets, you can get them at eventbrite.com, MrBlueSkyMusic.com, or ChesterfieldAmphitheater.com. And
Nice.
there's plenty left, and every seat is a great seat.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
All right, baseball fans, listen up, because big hits are getting even bigger with Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel. Customers choose their own reward every Tuesday to use on home run bets. So how are you going to play your game? Well, option one, there's the bet reset. You use this on your wager, and you're going to get refunded in bonus bets if your bet loses. Or option two, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, that's extra winnings at no extra cost. So make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next home run bet. Betting the Redbirds, betting anybody else in the National League Central, take your pick. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs on FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It is not hard to destroy a college. Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now Campus Files is back for another season.
There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic.
It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
You don't need a lab coat to change the future of cancer. You just need to show up. From first-time riders to lifelong champions, from corporate teams to kids, Pedal the Cause brings together thousands who put their hope into action. Ride, volunteer, lead a team, support a rider, because cures don't happen by chance. They happen when a community takes action. We are the answer to cancer. Join us at pedalthecause.org.
Muni in Forest Park.
Shakespeare meets showbiz in the Muni debut of Something Rotten, a hilarious mashup that closes out the summer on stage August 17th through 23rd. Your seats are waiting at muni.org.
Tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. Not only do I talk about them every day, but days like today, I talk about them a couple of times. That tells me that this advertising campaign, about a 3-year campaign now, is going very, very well, because here's the deal. If you guys don't call and if you don't buy Windows, they're like, yeah, we're going to go to somebody else, and they've never even talked about it. So thank you very much. Thank you for supporting all of my live clients. If you are in the, sorry to say the mood, I don't think there is a mood for replacement Windows, but if you're in the market for it, thinking about it, get whatever bids from anyone you want. Knock yourself out. Where would you dig? Just get a bid from Universal. I don't know if they'll be the lowest. I don't know if they'll be the highest. I'm not sure how their pricing is compared to other people. What I do know is they're a super, super solid company. Lifetime guarantee, 20-year warranty that you can pass on to someone who buys your house. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free. Take 4 years to pay it off with 0% interest, same as cash financing. So just all good across the board. 314-334-2522, universalwindowsdirect.com.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
We have a cool job, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat.
Pretty fun. Aren't you going to post that video?
I didn't feel like I got a great angle.
Okay.
It was kind of. I was
Shoot
kind of
through a
taking.
ring light.
Well, I was kind of taking that for me to be quite frank.
No,
I'm like,
same.
"Neat."
Yeah, I took a video and I sent it to the guys in the band and sent it to Nick. Like,
Look at his ear.
It is pretty cool. I told the guys afterwards, like, to me, that's just wizardry.
Yeah.
What musicians do just day to day, it's like, I don't know how you do that. It's magic.
yeah, I feel that way about so many things.
Yeah.
You know, like pretty much anything someone's really good at.
Well, but yeah, and it feels like magic, but it's just like anything else. Like it's the result of so many hours of painstaking work.
Yeah.
But they've done it so long and they're so good at it that they make it look easy. It looks like it's just like, oh well, he was born singing like that and he was born playing guitar like that. But nope, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
For some people, yes, and then for others, they just show up and go.
Then for other people, you ask them if they take vocal lessons, and they go, nope, never needed to.
No,
and you go, oh, okay, well.
Funny. Dave Murray with us today?
He should be. Let me see. I do not see him down there yet,
No.
but I believe he will be joining us pretty soon.
That'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said yesterday was the last day with his grandson. So
okay.
Yeah. Coming up so we have Dave Murray, and then coming up at 4 p.m., Dr. Maupin is going to be live in studio. It's her 24th anniversary, so we're going to talk about BioBalance and celebrate that. Matt Pauley will join afterwards, and he and Kevin can get in a fight about catchers.
No, that's Bernie that doesn't like that. Although Matt's probably annoyed by it, too.
Yeah, Matt told me that.
It's 3:28, and this time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Chris Ranchi and Amy Markscours connect you with the people, places, and conversations that bring our community together.
And now you get to hear about poo-poo in a box from a firefighter.
No, come on.
The hammerhead worm. And you get to hear about car fires.
And sinkholes.
And sinkholes. I love our newsroom. I think they're doing a great job.
From neighborhood happenings to local heroes, from everyday challenges to unforgettable stories. Chris and Amy, weekdays from 9 to noon on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Soldiers Memorial Military Museum looks at American military history through the lens of St. Louis. From the Revolutionary War to the present day, the gallery showcases stories of local service members and delve into the city's wartime history. Outside, the Court of Honors includes monuments to those who lost their lives in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Admission is free. Find information about special exhibits at mohistory.org/memorial. That's mohistory.org/memorial.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
So Maryland Heights police are working to wrap up a crash on northbound 270 just before 70. It's in the 70 exit lanes right near the McKelvey Road overpass. So North 270 is a solid jam back to Page. If you're headed that way, just be prepared. Northbound 170, we have a crash right near Hanley. Traffic's jammed at 70. Going north is certainly trouble right now, obviously. Southbound 270 delays Ladue to Manchester. Then it's just a little slow Sappington down to Tesson Ferry. Southbound 141 is backed up 13th Street all the way down to almost at least to Schneider Drive, almost to 21. Westbound 64 Science Center out through Clayton Skinkers, heavy. And then you've got slow traffic again right at Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to Highway 70. Eastbound 64 Mason to 270 at the Interbelt. You've got brief delays. Southbound 55 midway down from M toward Highway Z busy. And then south of McNutt down to 61 closer to A, I guess. You've got heavy traffic there. Westbound 55 70 slow, 255 most of the way to 111. Eastbound 64 backed up 157 to 159. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This summer, local events are happening all over the place, and I3 Broadband is a big part of it. At I3, we love being part of the neighborhood and are proud to support the events that make our communities great. We're also proud to deliver 100% fiber-to-home internet, recognized as Greater St. Louis's next-door neighborhood fave. We give you lightning-fast speeds and reliable performance. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 866-806-5485 to upgrade, because life runs better on fiber, and I3 Broadband is here for you.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand, so shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So the tree service business is pretty straightforward when it comes to understanding when you need it, right? Maybe not always so obvious. If your tree loses a limb in a storm or loses the whole damn thing and you need it removed, then obviously you need a tree company. If you're going to plant the tree and you're not comfortable doing it yourself, you're going to need a tree company. But then there are times that you do need a tree company, but you don't even know it because your trees are suffering maybe from being planted incorrectly, maybe some sort of an insect infestation. Any number of things can go wrong with your trees. Trees are expensive. They take a really long time to grow into something substantial, so you need to take care of them. My client, Ben Barnett, is a certified master arborist. That's as high as it gets. Only a couple of them in St. Louis, and Ben is one of them. He has 7 other certified arborists on staff at Timberline. There's going to be one on your job as well. So anything tree-related that you need, just think about it, and please reach out to my guys. I promise you they're going to take great care of you, give you a great price. They say they're going to be there Tuesday at 8 a.m. They're going to be there Tuesday at 8 a.m. STLTreecare.com for Timberline.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt. I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them. What? Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean? I guess. Their gloves come off when they fight for you. Okay. I'm talking a settlement slap shot. Shouldn't we be talking about the game? Yeah, Dan, Morgan & Morgan.
Proud partner of the St. Louis Blues. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Brought to you by Staples.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Today, the Cards, the Phillies.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Tuesday to you. 3:35 means Dave Murray time. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm recovering.
Yeah. I bet.
My son said to me this morning, and they were here for about 8 days, I think. He said, this particular trip, it seems to have gotten to you a little bit. And I said, you are absolutely right. Love to see him come and love to see him go.
Is it more in the moment exhaustion, like, dude, I can't play this hard? Or is it more like, oh, we're playing another game, huh?
It's building.
Yeah.
It just builds and builds and builds. And when like, say one night you don't get a really good night's sleep for whatever the reason be, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Keeps building.
You're up.
Building. But it's fun. I'll be the last one to really complain about it. It really is fun, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
So Skip Weber said something to me one time I've never forgotten. He said, you love your grandkids so much more than your kids. And I'm like, no, that's not possible. And he goes, no, I swear to God. He's like, I love my kids, but grandkids are just in this special category that you just love them more.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's not to I love my son too, but there is something special about a grandkid, girl or male.
You know what I look forward to if I'm blessed with a grandchild is I, like pretty much everyone, have screwed things up with my kids. Not terribly, but I've made mistakes. I've screwed things up. I feel like I can nail being a granddad. The job description seems simpler.
Yeah, you can always hand them off. You know, it's like, I'm not going down that road.
No direct responsibility. Yeah.
Well, you're also not really in charge of discipline at that point either.
Exactly.
Right? So your relationship is a little more friend than I need to be your boss to teach you how to live.
Yep. Grandpa Dave is fun.
Yeah.
Always. It's always fun.
Do you guys have like Boompa or any kind of names like that?
I am Grandpa Dave, and Janice is Grandma Janice, Grandma Jay.
Grandma Jay. That's kind of cool.
Just the way he homed in on it. So we said, okay, stick it.
That seems to have become a thing. Like people need oh, you're going to call me Boutrous Galley. You know, like you can't just be grandpa anymore. It has to be some kind of a thing.
Oh, man.
Do you think that's because people are less willing to take on the mantle of grandpa or grandma?
That could be.
How can I be grandma? I'm still young and hot.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's so true.
Don't call me grandma. That was
call me
my
hot
grandma.
Wait, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
I think Janice did have a little trouble with just grandma. I think it kind of put an age connotation on it. That whether there is or not. And then once he started calling me, Grandpa Dave, it just instantly went to Grandma Jay.
Yeah. Vic says that he's Pops. Nick calls me Pops a lot, and Phoebe calls me DGS.
That's funny.
She started that when she was a kid.
Yeah, my kid calls me bro.
That's pretty fun.
Bro.
I've gotten that a little bit. I've gotten that from time to time.
Yeah. So pretty miserable out there, Dave.
Yeah. There was some hope that a backdoor cool front might try to get into us, just maybe barely. It looks like the high pressure is going to win out, keep that thing to our north. It's not far from the north. It's like northern Missouri, north central portions of Illinois, but that appears to be where the boundary is going to be and stay. So the southerly flow hangs with us. It's basically very warm, very humid again tonight, 79 for the low, but the city only gets down to about 83, 84.
Ooh.
Really bakes. Wednesday, instant replay, partly sunny, hot, and humid. There will be a couple of spot thunderstorms around, not a lot, but a couple of spots. And if you were to get under one, some very heavy rain over a short period of time, thunder and lightning, gusty winds, maybe some hail. But spots the key word. But 97 again tomorrow. The record's 106 from 1881. Old record. All the records are 100 plus.
Yeah.
Then Thursday, I'm just going to say more of the same, 97. Friday, more of the same, 96, 97, and upper 90s to near 100 over the weekend. The other thing I want to mention, it's still kind of summer vacation time, though school is really starting to kick into gear. Something unusual happening in the Pacific. There is some tropical activity about 1,000 miles southeast of the Hawaiian Islands. Right now, it looks like that thing is going to generate into a hurricane and come at the islands from east to west. It's kind of an unusual push for it, but it does look like the Hawaiian Islands will have hurricane conditions over the weekend.
Wow. East to west. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Dave, Drudge Report tells me that July was the hottest month on record.
I saw that too. Hard to believe here in St. Louis, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
really
feel
is.
like it has been in St. Louis. We've had some bad days.
Yeah, and there's been hot weather across the country. I just don't like labels like that because you really have to look at it regionally or sections of the country to see how it did. There are a lot of thunderstorm activity, kept temperatures down over the Great Lakes and the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic states. Where there are hot stretches, yeah. Hottest on record, I don't know. I don't know. Don't feel good about that.
Rachel, want to do some headlines?
Yes. Crazy story out of Tacoma, Washington. There was a sailboat off of Tacoma's Owen Beach, and they were like, oh, it's an abandoned sailboat. Let's go check it out. It wasn't abandoned, though. It was occupied by dozens of cats and 0 humans.
Oh, I heard about this.
What? Yeah, so police checked the vehicle of Thursday of last week, and they found dozens of felines living in unsafe conditions. So they had been fed and they had been getting water, but they had like fleas and they're kind of breeding all over the place. There's dozens of cats.
What kind of, I'm not what brand boat, like how big a boat were they on?
That is a good question. I do not have the answer for that right now.
Were they sailing
a sailboat? A sailboat. So
Cats are great sailors. Little known fact.
It was not. It was at the dock.
It was bobbing off of the beach, so I don't know if it was tied
making
up
a
in
run
some
for it.
way.
I was gonna are the cats trying to escape? Like, how do you get this thing going?
So they went and they rescued most of the cats. So there was 53 of them. They say there's like 4 or 5 that they still haven't been able to catch and crate. Like they're still hiding on the boat. That's the best part of cats is they just they're like, I'm not coming out. There was one little kitty that jumped onto another boat and then off into the water, but they were able to catch it in a net very quickly.
By the way, I have so many jokes and they're all super dirty. So just want to let you know.
But they have identified a possible owner and they are investigating. So we'll see.
It could be some explaining to do.
We'll see what's going on there. Update in the Luigi Mangione state trial. The jury is going to be anonymous. The judge just ruled that. Probably a good idea.
Brad was going to talk about that, but I yelled at him the whole time he was on. So
yeah, it happens. Let's see. 7-Up is going to rebrand with a lime-led flavor. Have you heard of this, Andrew?
No, I have not.
So they are changing their formula to be lime-led at its core. So instead of lemon lime, it's going to be lime lemon.
I'm excited because I, for one, can't drink 7-Up because it was my throw-up soda as a kid, and I just have too much of a connotation with it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm open to a new flavor.
Here we go.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I like it the way it is.
Now, Andrew, I'm sorry. I don't know if they're fully changing it forever.
Or they're just making a version?
Right. Like here it says they're changing their formula to be lime-led, but that feels hard to believe that they would just fully change it.
A little bit, yeah.
Especially since the history of changing major sodas.
Not good.
We'll see how it goes. Here's a local story for you. Steve Ellman, St. Charles County executive, noticed that his likeness was being used in a AI political ad, and he is calling for guardrails on that. So 30 states have some form of regulations on AI-generated media when it comes to political advertising. But Missouri, earlier this year, a Missouri House committee rejected regulations on AI and political advertising. So it just feels like everything is kind of fair game in Missouri right now. But Steve brings up the point that you can show your opponent doing something unethical, illegal. It's just not right. We shouldn't be doing this.
Why would they reject that? Is there something else in it, like, I don't know, an add-on that makes it worse? Because this seems like the most basic thing ever. You can't use AI to mislead people.
I agree. I don't know the story behind how it got rejected. I would take it a step further and say you should never be able to use someone's likeness in AI without their explicit consent.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like that's where we should. I think we'll eventually end up there because it will end up hurting enough people that will be like, okay, this is out of hand. We got to get a hold on this. But it would be nice if we could start from there.
That's what I don't understand about any of the AI stuff. Like, it should be 2 simple things. You cannot use, I don't know, maybe there's a legal difference between public people and private, regular citizens, but you can't use it without someone's permission, and it has to be labeled AI. There has to be a watermark on the screen that says this was created with AI.
Why do you think we all hate it so much?
Because of this stuff, because of how humans use it.
Is it ugly?
To me, it is ugly a lot of the time. He's right. And I just haven't seen the benefits outweigh the bad yet. There are certain things where it's like, oh, AI is helping us like identify certain types of cancers quicker. That's great. That's what it should be used for. But the things we hear about it being used for are typically like, I made a video of a raccoon surfing, and it's like, dude, I don't care. I don't need that in my life. I'm sorry.
I'm sure there are beneficial things happening, but the only thing I've heard scientifically are things like AI just created a new virus heretofore unknown to man. Like it would not have existed except AI made it. It's like
it makes you go, so why are we doing this? What's the benefit to humankind?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it, man.
All righty.
Tell you guys about attorney at law Mark Cantor. I will say, speaking of AI, I will save you my rant about the lawyers out there that use AI to put themselves in situations much like Trump does. I think it's cringy, and it tells you absolutely nothing about the lawyer, except that they can hire someone to do AI. Mark Cantor is pretty straightforward. I think pretty straightforward is a good way to be when you are a lawyer. I don't think people want a lawyer who's entertaining or who's this or who's that. I think they want a lawyer who's going to be focused, who is skilled, who has experience, with all due respect, because I only made it 10 years. All due respect to people who've been out of law school for a few years, learn from people like Mark Cantor. Maybe there's a one-off out there who's just hell on wheels, but having a little gray in your temple, having done this for several decades, makes a very big difference. He's a true trial attorney. He's exclusively plaintiff's attorney. So if you or someone you care about is injured, you think someone else may be at fault, call Mark 314-628-9999 or CantorInjuryLaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, some good news if you're headed north. They did clear that crash northbound 270 before 70. Traffic's a solid jam, though, north of Page, midway between Dorset and 70 before it starts picking up the pace. They're still working with this. I'm thinking it's a stalled dump truck is what it looks like to me. The important thing is it's still blocking the left lane northbound 170 north of Hanley. Traffic's jammed back through 70 on northbound 170 right now because of that one. Westbound 70 from 170 out through the airports is pretty slow. People are going that way as an alternate route. Then it's heavy through the 61 interchange out west. Westbound 64 is on the brakes. Kings Highway out through McCausland, a little slow at Ballas, and then again Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70 heavy. Eastbound 64, Mason to 270, and approaching 170 to Big Bend slow. South 170 bogs down at Ladue. South 270 Olive down through almost to Big Bend and then past 44, some slow traffic. Southbound 141 north of 13th Street all the way down through Romaine Creek is pretty backed up from earlier troubles. Southbound 55 midway down from M to Z and A down to 67. You got slow stuff downtown. Eastbound 70, there's a minor crash in the left lane before Tucker. Traffic slow back at O'Fallon Park. Eastbound 64 backs up 157 to 159. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
You've pictured it, the garage door that finally makes your home look the way you want it to. And now get $500 back on a qualifying garage door with the Overhead Door Home Refresh Rebate. Qualifying purchase must be made by September 13th. Let Overhead Door Company of St. Louis upgrade your curb appeal and get you up to $500 back. Schedule a free estimate at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. Select models. Rebate paid as a Visa prepaid gift card. Restrictions apply. See website for full terms.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope, Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Right now, inflation is squeezing your budget. Global events are shaking markets overnight, and if you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting Retirement Simplified. Find out if your retirement strategy can survive today's economy. Rising costs, market volatility, political uncertainty, and the questions most people avoid. Could you outlive your money? When should you file for Social Security? Is your 401k carrying too much risk? These aren't hypothetical concerns. They're happening right now. Retirement Simplified, August 27th and September 1st. It is complimentary and you must qualify to attend. Call now 636-230-8824 or visit yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. All Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. So the Powerball's up to just under $1 billion. And like every other fool out there, that's when I start playing, when my chances are the worst. But it made me think, if you guys could tomorrow have an amount of money in your bank account, what would it be? Because I think it can be too much. I really do. Morally, I think it would F you up. Like, if you could just have a number, what number would you pick?
Infinity trillion.
I'm going to go $100 million.
All the infinities.
Yeah, you know what? I think when I think of the number, though, I do think of 100 million. So I'm with Rachel.
I think that's a nice sell. I think that's just fine.
It's just fine.
I like it.
100 mil.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm
More
filthy
money.
rich. I can help out whoever I want. But it's also like, I'm leaving plenty on the table, too.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
help
not
your
hoarding all of the gold.
Yeah, you can help your friends and still have more money than you could ever spend in your lifetime.
Wheels are awfully quiet over there.
I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether I think like I'd go higher or lower. but I
Kevin's
can't
looking
really-
at his bank statement that says infinity trillion, and he's like,
I'm
I
like,
just
I'm-
can't really think of anything.
I'm good, I guess. I don't know. I wish it was like, you know what I really want is I want the video game hacks, Andrew, where you can just like get endless cash when you need it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
You don't always have it, but if you need it, you can go get it.
Just keep mashing the add $1 million button.
You got to go over this spot, click it twice, turn right, turn left, click it again, and now you got money.
Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. Mosby is the best. Everyone acknowledges that they're the best. Even people in the remodeling business, I've had them say it to me like, oh my gosh, Mosby. We've been chasing Mosby for decades now. They can remodel any room in your house. They are also great at outdoor spaces. Anything that you can think up, anything that you have seen at a resort on vacation, anything you've been to your neighbor's house for a barbecue and you were jealous, we can make that happen. Anything in a magazine, anything online, just let us know. This month, Mosby would like me to let you guys know to not sleep on